Sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and could even keep you from the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. So I've got this new client. Great guy, kind of young. He's in the financial services business, and he's got a brand new list of people to call. And so he called me for some coaching about it. So tell me, how do I approach this list? How do I do this? And so we talked about, the words to use, which is kind of part of it, right? The tactics. How do you introduce yourself? How do you say what you're doing? How do you hold somebody's attention? How do you not sound like a sales guy? As an example, I asked him just to tell me how he might approach it. He said, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm with so-and-so financial company, and I'd like to talk to you about X." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. Nobody's ever going to talk to you if you say that shit. Let's try something different, right? I want to do what we call pattern interrupts so that you don't sound like every other freaking Tom, Dick, and Jerry who's calling to go sell what you sell." And I said, "How about try this?" I said, "You be the prospector other than the phone." He said, "Okay." And I said, I'll make these names up. "Hey, John." He said, "Hey." And I said, "Walker McKay." He said, "Okay, Walker." And I said, "It sounds like you've never heard of me before." He said, "No, can't say that I have." And I said, "Well, I didn't think so. Do you mind if I take 30 seconds to tell you why I called? You decide if we even keep talking after that." Right? Again, that was just the beginning, but it's a nice pattern interrupt. It's not what people expect. And so I helped him with the rest of the stuff, talking it through. And I said, "But you understand that the words are like the least important part. What matters is that you're damn doing the work, that you're picking up the phone and pressing the numbers on the front." He said, "I know, I'm not afraid of that." And I said, "So how are we going to do this?" He goes, "Well, I got 400 names on here. And so I figure I'll just call through the list." "Okay. How long might it take?" He goes, "Oh, a while." I said, "Let me give you a slightly different plan." I said, "What matters is that you do, honestly, a little bit over a long period of time. Consistency is your friend. Consistently doing something, right? Consistently doing nothing is not your friend, but consistently doing something is your friend. A little bit at a time, manageable amounts." I said, "Suppose you pick the first, 50 names. And on the first day, you set aside an hour, right? And you said, for an hour, I'm going to make calls. And you've got all the names and phone numbers there, and you're going to call through the list. And, in an hour, you'll probably get through maybe half, somewhere between 16 and 20, because voicemail takes a minute. And you'll talk to some of those people, although not many. And so it'll take about an hour. You get through about 20. It'll take you 2 or 3 days to get through 50 if you block your time. I said, but if you start off in the morning, say, I'm just going to call, it could take you a month because you'll get distracted and the phone will ring, or you have some customer service thing, or you'll need to go to the bathroom and come back. The hardest part about prospecting is starting. So we talked about a plan, how he could start, right? And the cadence he would use. There's this thing, you don't just call somebody one time, leave a message and say, "It didn't work, they didn't call me back." Right? And there are different theories to this. You can do whatever you want, but you call the first day, and then maybe you call and you get voicemail, you leave a voice message. Then you call the second or third day, get voice message, and then you wait 2 or 3 days and call the third time. And if nobody answers, nobody's called you back during that time, roll them. Call them back 60, 90 days from now. They won't remember. But that's why it takes a little longer. Pick 50, work your list, right? And then do your next 50, and then your next 50. I said, it's a process. He says, okay. So he did the role play back with me. He kind of got it. I said, all right, let's talk about your mindset. I said, what are you thinking about? He goes, well, I'm a little nervous. He said, I wouldn't really, these people have a whole lot bigger net worth than me. And, I don't know that I really should be calling them. I really haven't done this line of business very long. I'm not sure I'm much of an expert. I said, Jesus, get over yourself. I said, those people on the other end of the phone are just like you. They really are, whether they got a lot of money or not. So they've all got problems they're trying to solve. Everybody you talk to is trying to figure shit out. I said, so really, you got people in your office who know all the important technical stuff if you need all that stuff. But mostly, what you need to do is see if somebody's got a problem they're willing to admit and explore that problem to see if they have any consequences. And if there are any consequences, what are the personal impacts? And if you can find the personal impacts, set an appointment. And you'll find somebody else smart in your office. You can go through all the technical shit, but you can figure out if they got a problem or not. We've already got questions for that. We've already got you set up. Just do what we're told to do. Those people, it doesn't feel like it, but they're just like you. They ain't no better than you, that's for damn sure. So I set him straight and set him off on his path. And he called me this afternoon. Got a call. Please call me. Urgent. Okay, so I called back. And he said, it doesn't work. I said, what doesn't work? He said, I called those people. And most of the numbers were bad, or, they were disconnected, or they were, whatever. Nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. I said, so you didn't talk to anybody? He goes, no, I called 20 and I only talked to 5. Okay. And I said, any of those have anything? He goes, no, not really. I said, okay. So I don't want you to say it didn't work. I want you to say it hasn't worked. I said, because some of those people you called, maybe the numbers are wrong, maybe they're disconnected. Right, it's a fucking list. This is a process. You work through the process. Of that list of 400, I think we discussed the day before, there are probably only 100 real ones on there. Anyway, we talked about that, which means there are 300 not real ones, shitty numbers, disconnected, not the same person, not in the same job. There are 100 on there. And we don't know if those 100 are in the last 100 you'll call, or if they're dispersed throughout, or you get 20 in a row. We got no idea. This is not, I did it. I made my calls for an hour and nobody bought, so shit, this doesn't work. It's, I haven't figured it out yet. And my message to him was maybe it's kind of harsh. I hope not. It was, just do the damn work. Pick up the phone, make the calls, do whatever you can do to crack yourself up as best you can. Make it fun. Otherwise, you're going to bang your head against the wall. Prospecting's hard. It's hard for everybody. It never gets easier. You just want to get better at it. So I've sent him off to go make more calls. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. You want help with that? Happy to talk to you. Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you're struggling to close deals, then I want to invite you to take my free mini course, where you'll learn the 7 most expensive sales mistakes that will cost you time, money, and credibility. So be sure to click the link in the show notes or go to www.7salesmistakes.com. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.